I have the passion for it.
I believe you can teach passion.
That's what we look for. If you're not passionate, you shouldn't be in the trade. "20 years ago, you had a book called The Practical Cookery. You had to carry that round wherever you went, and you had to cook from it. You weren't allowed to adjust the recipes or dishes or anything. Now we're experimenting, we're trying new flavours. For me to come back to college and teach students, it's a pleasure.
I applied for a job and was turned down. I had no qualifications whatsoever. I've got 18 years experience of cooking, but I didn't have any teaching qualifications. So during the next 6 months, I think I gained my petals, my food safety level 3 supervisory, health and safety. I then progressed on to starting my MVQ level 3, which was quite funny because I was actually teaching, so I was the head chef, my young chefs were on that, and I had to do that to get my job. But that was really good. It gave me a real good idea of what it's like to be a learner.
Is this always your main section?
Yeah.
Veg is always that side.
I'll get the laptop and show you, but I've planned it out into 4 sections. So, so your sauce, your fish, your lard and your veg that side. I've brought in a lot of different kind of flavours and textures and a lot more local produce to the college. To get the students to know how it works and why we use these products. A lot more kind of lighter, cleaner, simple lunches, a lot more effective, finer dinners for the evening. The up-to-date techniques of cooking. This is all the trend, so we need to keep up to kind of compete in the race that's happening.
That is a requirement for me as an employer, that these students have this knowledge. It makes my life easier, and also they may know a technique that I don't know, and then I'll learn something as well. So it's a win-win situation for the employer and the college. A lot of it for me, because obviously I'm my own boss, is going out to Michelin-starred restaurants. It's seeing what they do, what they put on the plate, reading books, a lot of books, a lot of catering magazines. I'm a member of the Master Chefs of Great Britain, an elected member, and we talk about the new techniques that are coming in. I go to a lot of demonstrations and things, using all these new pieces of equipment just to sort of find out how they work, what benefits they are to restaurants, whether they're cost effective, and whether the end product is any better than doing standard cookery, shallow frying, etc. So it's really important that everyone, including the college, follow this sort of trend just to keep up.
Very much. Paul, could you just tell me what's going on in this water bath? What ingredients have you got in there?
Okay. So you've got your belly of pork for your function. You've got pork that's in the water bath at the minute. It's just gone in. Five portions in each bag. It's all about flavour nowadays, and the good thing about keeping it all in the bag is you don't lose any flavours or nutrients.
We need to train how to use a water bath. Up until 2.5 years ago, I'd never seen one.
And basically, these are slow poaching.
Visiting places like Paul's restaurant to see what he does, how he cooks it, how he's utilising it and using it. And again, learning just the health and safety things that relate to that, because obviously you're cooking at 54 degrees sometimes. I continue working in industry at the place where I worked. I have a good relationship there. The place where I worked is now actually going to take on some apprenticeships from college, so it's keeping that relationship. It works really well with us. And again, we went on a gluten-free masterclass, which I think is really important. We went down to London, and it's a real thing that's happening in restaurants now. There's not a service goes by without somebody's gluten-free or somebody's celiac. And it's no good us saying, oh, we just can't use flour. Me and Aaron went down there, we've seen how to make desserts and macaroons, and not just that, the seriousness of the condition. And so we learnt all that, we come back and we refeed that to our learners. So again, if they go to Paul's restaurant, a gluten-free comes in, they actually know, they've got some good idea of who that is, what that is, and what they can actually serve them in confidence. And I think that's a real up for them.
It's surprising we now have more gluten-free people than vegetarians.
That's
in our
correct.
restaurant.
Yeah, that is.
Again, we're becoming more aware of what we're eating. The knowledge that customers and guests have got when they come into the restaurant is quite phenomenal.
They're getting the knowledge and understanding all these different cooking techniques. So something is sous vide, something is shallow fried over there, something is poached in the main section, and the veg section, which is over there, they've got roasted, fried and poached. Oh, onions and sugar snaps. So you're doing 2 different types.
Ahead of the game. So if your match is hot in the season, put it off. Because I believe as a learner should come in here and we should create a mould of that person with the good basic skills, knife skills, knowledge, understanding and sustainabilities, and so when they go to a restaurant, that head chef can then just chip away at what he wants. So he's getting in somebody that's a real good all-round learner from us, and I can't do that unless I know all the up-to-date techniques. You know, one thing I really keeps me up to date when I go out is service. You know, doing service for 100 covers, cooking to order, is really difficult, and you've got to keep that speed, you've got to keep that passion, and it's bringing that down to my learners. You know, if you go into the kitchen, nothing's held in bain-maries, there's no mash all preheated, the learners are working to order, they're creating, they're moving. So when they go to Paul's, it's not scary for them, and they want that freshness. You know, they want to be tasting and seasoning and plating and creating, and that's the process.
I've just discovered a plant called hogwort, which again was this forager pointing me to it, and it just looks like a yellow pinky, and it dries brown, but it's cardamom. It's an English version of cardamom, and if you use enough of it, you can infuse milk with it, so for hogwort panna cottas and things like that.
I work with Paul sometimes. I work in another restaurant that's in the Michelin Guide. I work at like big country houses that do weddings for large numbers. I feel as though I have to and I want to bring all these new techniques, because I have the passion for it. I find it exciting, so I want to pass these on to the learners.